Welcome everybody to Combat Compas. We are here, Fernando Ramirez, Gilbert Manzano. Before I get to your guys' typical phrase, we're here to discuss Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Everyone was excited about it. Everybody was ready for this fight. Obviously, before the matchup, they asked Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao says, "I'm going to go with Ryan Garcia." Hasbullah tweets out, "I'm going Ryan Garcia. That's where my money is." A lot of people going Tank Davis, obviously, for obvious reasons. The guy's a monster. Tank Davis ends up knocking out Ryan Garcia in the 7th round. But Gilbert, I got to ask you, what's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? You know what? Today I encourage it. I am hyped on a Saturday night. And you know what? Fernando, I'm going to admit it. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but for a first time in a long time, I did something. I actually purchased a big time boxing fight. Not to kind of give myself out because I go to a lot of fights, right? I attend fights.
Yeah.
Let's say that, Fernando. But yeah, $85, $84.99 didn't feel like it was worth it. But you know what? Saturday night, there's nothing better, Fernando, than a big time fight in Las Vegas. And I'm not working, so I'm hyped. You know what? I won't promote the beer, but I'm having a good time today. So regardless, Tank Davis, you are a monster. You put on a show. Ryan Garcia, we'll get to you. But overall, I was still, I enjoyed the night boxing. You know, I love it, Fernando.
Obviously, there was a lot of hype leading up to this fight. Boxing hasn't had anything like this for a while. They haven't had really, and I don't know if they're creating a rivalry. I don't know. We don't know if this is a one-off. We'll see what happens. But there was a lot of trash talk. I think there was a lot of fun trash talking also, like a lot of love between both guys. So obviously, to get both of these guys together was obviously a huge plus for boxing because, like we told you guys in the preview show, this rarely happens. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao waited years. Even Canelo and Triple G waited. Here, these guys are going. They're both young. They both get into this and they say, okay, let's do this. Let's do this while we're young. Let's get it started. They got it going. And Gilbert, I mean, regardless of what happened, I'm impressed just because of they were able to get everything settled. There were no disputes, no nothing. They got the contract signed and they both got in the ring. Heck, even before they got into the ring, I'm like, okay, I'm waiting still for something to be like, oh, hey, this guy can't go because of this or because of that. Both guys got in the ring. They obviously, Ryan, a little weird music choice to get into the ring. Tank Davis, obviously, I think, yeah, Chief Keef taking him to the ring. So definitely some interesting music choices by both. But so Gilbert, what did you think leading up to this fight?
Yeah, you're. I like how you're doing the spin here. You got to find something positive because a lot of people, I want to say, maybe felt a little let down. But you're right, Fernando. Just to get to the ring, I always have that kind of uneasy feeling as a fight fan, where like it's a massive fight. You feel excited, like okay, just make weight or don't get hurt in sparring or something. Just get to the ring because it's a big deal to get there. And they got there, and then I think that's when we knew, Fernando, the downfall of Ryan Garcia, when he kind of had this weird kind of sad music, and you would think a guy who's like a YouTube sensation, IG model, all that with the fast hands, TikTok viral, will have something like grand for like a ring entrance, and he kind of showed right there, like, where's it, like the inexperience, where's the showmanship, man? Like you're supposed to
Yeah.
entertain people in Las Vegas. 21,000 people packed T-Mobile Arena, massive crowd, and I actually forgot, like, this is kind of the first time for Tank Davis to be in a big Las Vegas fight as well, because he was selling out Baltimore or Staples Center in LA, whatever, crypto. But for the first time in a long time, like, he was a co-main event, I want to say, Tank Davis, for the Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather fight. But he's never been like a headliner. But you could tell the difference. Who had the experience in a massive mega bout? It was Tank Davis for sure. But yeah, the Ryan Garcia entrance, I haven't. I'm gonna save my time to go into the whole boxing analysis, but from the get go, the ring entrance just seemed off. You could tell he was maybe a deer in the headlights. This is something new for him, and yeah, he has 4 million followers on Instagram. But when you're in the ring and you're getting touched up, you're getting hit in the ribs or in the jaw, being dropped twice, that really shows you, like, okay, are you made for this? And I think Ryan Garcia, I don't want to go at him just yet, but you could tell early on he was a rookie, and Gervonta was definitely an experienced fighter in a mega bout.
Yeah, no, definitely. Obviously, you don't know. I mean, leading up to it, what everything was. I mean, both guys seem excited for it. It was just interesting to see them both get into the ring. They're there. They're waiting to go. And you see Tank. Tank just had he had a smile on his face. That's that's the thing. I like to read guys, and you're right. I mean, Ryan just kind of looked off. Wes Danter says that he thinks Ryan, or he said Ryan came in with an injury. He's asking for our thoughts. Gilbert, do you want to? I mean, and it's happened before. Remember, Manny Pacquiao said he came in with both shoulders dislocated when he fought Floyd Mayweather. So I don't know. Maybe he did. Who knows?
Yeah, well, first of all, Wes, thank you for commenting. Anybody else, drop a comment, be engaging. Maybe you're let down like me. I bought my first fight for the first time in a long time, $84, but it's okay. We're having a good time.
I'm trying to tell that to the streaming people. They're going to cancel us.
See, Bobby, I can't even see right. Right on point. You put that one too, Fernando. But yeah, Bobby, shout out to you, man. And I don't know about the injury, but shout out to Ryan Garcia for not making an excuse. He went up to the with Jim Gray at the with the ring post-fight ring interview. And he said, you know what? I got caught. I couldn't get up. No excuses there. But Fernando, that was, it reminded me, and it is just kind of like we're all gonna hear the jokes. Ryan Garcia's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya went down but with a liver shot by Bernard Hopkins. By the way, Bernard Hopkins and Gervonta Tank Davis almost got into it at the weigh-in. So it kind of came, Tank, like in the ring entrance, like, you could tell he had a different kind of mindset. He was going out to do a KO. He had a killer mindset. I'm going to put you out. You're a kid talking it up, barking all that. But when, Bernard Hopkins was talking to him at the weigh-in, De La Hoya talking, to put him down with a liver shot, to bring it all together, like, that's pretty vicious. And Fernando, Tank Davis called that 7th round KO.
He did.
And, if my buddy Rudy Alvarez is watching, he told me, man, like, I'm going to put a bet on the under, 8 rounds or less for Tank to KO him. I'm like, I don't know, man. I like Ryan Garcia. He might go at least 8 or 9 rounds. And sure enough, Tank Davis, 7th round prediction, Fernando.
By the way, we were watching the pre-hype. My dad looks and then he's like, ¿Quién es ese güey en el azul? I'm like, oh, that's Oscar De La Hoya. He's like, no friegues. I'm like, yeah, it is. He's like, parece Walter Mercado. Remember Walter de las Estrellas?
Yeah.
Back in Univision.
He has some fake abs, and he has a new partner, I will say. And
he definitely looks interesting. By the way, before we get into the analysis, and I'm sorry I have to bring this up, Floyd Mayweather was lurking. He was standing there making sure, hey, like, I'm right here. Like, hey, don't forget, that's my boy right there. Like, he was walking around, kept on coming up and chest bumping Tank and doing all that stuff. So I was like, dude, come on. Like, we get it, bro. Like, you're Floyd Mayweather. You're one of the best. I get it. But now you're exhibition boxing. By the way, Manny Pacquiao said he has an exhibition boxing match coming up in July. So these guys are definitely interesting. But Gilbert, before we jump into it, I got to ask you one question. What did you think about the rehydration clause?
Yes, that was interesting because I'm not sure. Tank kept saying, "Well, Ryan wanted that," and then Ryan kept saying, "No, that was a Tank thing. It was kind of a pointing fingers or whatever." It was weird because the make weight was 136, and like to be a lightweight, you're 135. Like, why do you need the extra pound?
But then they both weighed 144. Like, Ryan Garcia went 144 this morning.
That was the day after, but the first day was like, okay, you couldn't go past 136, and I'm like, and they both kind of got 135 point something. It was really weird to bring it that point. And then Ryan's a much bigger dude than Tank. And Fran, I know you're new to Tank Davis, and you kept saying, man, this guy's such a little dude. I'm like, I don't think it matters. Like, Tank Davis is he's that kind of guy. Like, he's a good, skillful fighter, counter puncher. But, maybe it was a Tank thing. I don't know, because Ryan is much bigger. And if you're coming in ballooning at 155, 54, it could really hurt him. So, I think it was 145, 144, and they both made weight. Ryan Garcia and De La Hoya kept saying, hey, Tank Davis, you kept saying you wanted this. So maybe it was a Tank thing. I don't know. Maybe Tank wanted the kind of hydration clause, and Ryan Garcia wanted the extra pound because he is a bigger dude. That makes more sense. But it was weird because it wasn't even a title fight. There was a lot of weird catch weights overall, just to make the fight happen. I know that, I don't really care because both these guys got in there, and it still felt like a mega bout. Like, that kind of tells you, like, these 4 belts in boxing don't matter. Like, if you have a name and you build a fan base and you get to Las Vegas in a mega bout, that's all we care about. But yes, it was a little kind of complicated, but they made that. That was kind of the second hurdle to get there. I don't know about this Ryan Garcia injury that Wes brought up, but I got to look into it. But overall, I do respect when a guy gets KO and you make no excuses. I respect that.
Yeah. All right. Well, now let's get into it. Gilbert, I'm gonna tell you real quick what I saw, and obviously, like I want to get into your because you're obviously the more experienced. I'm just a rookie, but what I saw was Tank attacked the body the whole fight. And that's the thing about Tank. I feel like yes, he is small. I've learned something about him. He is small, but what he does with his height is he attacks the body. And then obviously when Ryan was trying to swing at him, he is so like he's so like he knows how to adjust his body so well that he like Ryan kept on missing. Like Ryan sometimes would go for the big like right hook, and he was able to dodge him, dip, dive, duck, and dodge just like in dodgeball. But he just kept attacking the whole body, attack, the whole fight, attacking it. And at the end, that's what got him the victory when he hit him right in the like rib slash what was it that you called it? What's right like
The liver, the
the
solar
liver.
plex,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
call
yeah.
it.
So I just thought that's just my analysis. I thought Tank did a really good job. I think Tank took a lot of punishment. I love the way he really was trash talking Ryan. Like he kept on throwing stuff at him, and he'd say that didn't hurt. And he kept, you could see him kept on talking and talking and talking. So I feel like he kind of got into his head a little bit, but at the same time, it's like Ryan. I feel like at one point was kind of like, dude, what do I have to do to get this guy knocked out? Because I think Tank had only thrown 3 or 4 punches in the second round, and with one of them, he just dropped him to the ground. And Ryan had tried a couple of different things, and Tank is just man, that dude is he really is something. I don't think. Well, I mean, I don't know if we've seen anything like Tank in the last few years, but the guy is vicious. But Gilbert, take the red carpet is the Joseph Reedy red carpet is now yours.
Yeah, I'm a little bothered because I really wanted to go Tank Davis, at least unanimous. I wasn't gonna go knockout, but I did see Ryan Garcia's chin being questionable when he fought Luke Campbell. He got dropped against Luke Campbell, and he came back from the canvas and he beat Luke Campbell, and that's where I got respect for Ryan Garcia. But you could tell this guy has no skill, no combinations, no footwork, no counter game. And then he developed a little bit with for the Javier Fortuna fight, and I could tell, okay, maybe Garcia a little more. I like that. I see it. There's more to his arsenal. But that's why I went Tank Davis by split decision. And it makes me look bad because I pretty much said Ryan Garcia is going to keep it close, and he did not keep it close, Fernando, besides that first round and a half, right? So to kind of get to my point there, I'm not going to pat myself in the back, no victory lap for saying Tank Davis won the fight. I got it wrong because I said split decision because I'm an honest man like that, Fernando. But let's get to the fight. Everything really changed, and you could tell right off the bat who was the experienced fighter because Tank Davis had a game plan. He always comes out slow, and I knew that. Okay, it would be like, okay, Ryan Garcia is going to win the first couple rounds because Tank kind of works it up because he attacks the body, like you mentioned, Fernando. He'll beat you in different ways. He's going to get you. He has a nasty uppercut. Like you talk about Canelo's uppercut, Tank Davis has an uppercut. He waits for these moments, and he has a game plan. And then somewhere in that second round, Ryan Garcia was said, F it. I'm the bigger dude. He probably saw Tank, like really small dude, hugging a lot. Just kind of like, okay,
Yeah,
he's maybe afraid of my size. I'm gonna go for it. And then when like he went for it, he pressed too much. And when he doesn't have a good counter game, good footwork, combinations, like when you're just going for one shot, and I get he has the speed with the hands, but he was too reckless. And when you're an aggressive fighter and you have a lot of skills, you're looking, you're moving. And when he moved down and he caught him up with the nasty shot there and he went down, that changed everything for him because after that, it's like, okay, I can't be aggressive. Now I'm a little scared. I can't even trust my chin. I'm in a big fight. You're overthinking, and he stopped pressing right there. Like that's when your Gervonta got the confidence. Oh, okay, my game plan doesn't have to be executed until the fifth, like at the fifth round, like I was supposed to do it. I'm gonna just do it now and toy with this guy. So, Ryan Garcia went back to the ring. I mean, the corner with Joe Goosen, and Joe was like, "Man, you went too aggressive there. What are you doing, kid?" And he just kind of didn't go with the game plan. You're supposed to, throw it out. And we never saw the hook, the left hook, Fernando. Like he told us on Compas on the beat or Combat Compas, like these are weapons. And when you have a weapon like that, you got to time it. You can't just, especially when you don't have footwork or a different combination. When Gervonta could throw an uppercut, a liver shot, or a hook or whatever, he could play around like that. But Ryan can't do that. So when you're a one trick pony, you can't get aggressive like that. You got to. It's like Deontay Wilder, right, Fernando? Like when you're such a monster, devastating puncher, you got to wait for it and you got to get it. And I think at least Deontay learned that. Ryan hasn't done that yet.
and I mean Ryan's young, so I mean I understand why, but man, it like Ryan kind of left you wanting a little bit more. Like you said, he didn't make any excuses. I give him a complete credit for that. He just said, "Hey, I lost this one." Um, but it just felt like Ryan kind of like he got. I'm not gonna say he got scared after he got touched, but after he did get dropped that first time, it was kind of like Al's Ghost. Salute, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for watching.
Hey, I was
Appreciate
dope. I
you.
like the name.
Guy, yeah, exactly. Hey guys, by the way, comment if you guys have any questions. Gilbert is an expert when it comes to boxing. He's been covering it for years and years and years. So if you guys have any questions about this or about anything else when it comes to the world of boxing, make sure you drop them below. We'll get to them. We appreciate you guys again.
Fernando, I'm wearing a wrestling shirt today, but that's your
Latino
element.
heat.
But I gotta wear the Latino heat.
Latino heat. There you go. So Gilbert, obviously, like you kind of looked at Ryan Garcia, and it's like I kind of feel like he got touched, and in that third round, he just looked like he just kind of held it. In the fourth, he kind of let a little bit, but then in the fifth, I felt like he kept on. Al's goals. He's gonna call it the way it is. He said Ryan gave up. I don't know. It looked really strange. I mean, I never want to say that somebody gave up on anything, but it just looked rough at one point. It felt like Ryan kind of let loose a little bit in the fifth. I think I gave Garcia the sixth round because I felt like that's when he started using
2 rounds. I gave Garcia 2 rounds. The first one, and you're talking about
the sixth. Yeah, right, that's when he started using the jab again to kind of separate himself and kind of let loose. And that's when you're kind of like, okay, I got it. But and then Al's Ghost just said it again. I've seen the later response to the body shot.
Let me get to that real quick for now because Al's Ghost brings a good point because look, I'm here drinking a beer. I'm just chilling here. I shouldn't be talking about
flip side. We will get to your question as soon as we answer.
I saw that one too.
That's a very good question.
And it's easy for us to say, hey, like he gave up. He took a knee. He never got up.
I'm not in the ring though.
Yeah, those liver shots are nasty. And like you mentioned, Al's Ghost, they are delayed, and they take a little longer. And just by like at that point, you kind of judge him by the face, and the ref's like, hey, you sure, buddy? Like it's about to be 10 right here. You want to get up? I feel like at least get on 2 feet, and maybe if you're a little delayed, at least you went on your shield. You say, you know what? I made an attempt to get up a little bit. And I know it was shades of Oscar de la Hoya where he didn't get up, but at that point, Oscar de la Hoya was an established superstar. He did a lot in the game, was a 3 or 4 division champion, and he was a little older when he fought Bernard Hopkins. It's still crazy to me that Bernard and de la Hoya are business partners with Golden Boy, and then Tank pretty much crushed them all. But when you're that young, like you want to see like what he did with Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, get up off the canvas and show your heart. And as Mexican Americans frown, like you want to get that respect from the real Mexicans, right? Like it was like a real like Pitbull Cruz, like a true Mexican, like ain't no doubt about it. They're gonna get up, and like it makes us look bad a little bit. And like from that point of view, you kind of have some skin in the game. Like Ryan, get up, man. It's kind of like and Lion King, get up, bro. He didn't do it, so I don't want to be too harsh on that, like because you don't know where he's feeling at that moment, and he already got touched up with the drop in the second round, but. When he got on that one knee, you could tell, okay, maybe get up a little more. He didn't do it. So I think at that point, it really shows Ryan Garcia's inexperience. Like he went in like I know it's not you say when you say deep waters, it's like the 11th or 10th round. He went deep waters really early because he made the costly mistake, and after that he got hurt. And when you're hurt, you're trying to regain and get that. It's like in Mortal Kombat where you're getting beat up, but you're in the red line. You're trying to get back at that kind of energy. And he was trying to do that for so long. So after a while, like you're mentally drained, nothing's working for you. You're starting to realize I have no other skills here, and you just took a liver shot to the solar plex. And you're probably thinking like, okay, I can't get my mind to it. So at that point, I get it, but you want to see more. And I'm gonna be the harsh one to say I want to see more. But again, I understand why he didn't get up.
Al's goes flip side, but we will get to you right now. Al's goes Garcia, in my mind, fought the wrong fight. He should have fought tall and boxed from the outside.
Yeah.
And then he replied again. Thank you, Al's goes, for being so interactive. That's what we want, guys. Be interactive. Send us questions. How is it that the smaller man Tank was the one boxing and countering? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I mean, that's what I was like. Dan and Dago and I were watching it, and we're like, dude, why is he doing that? Like, that's just crazy. Like, it did seem like Tank was the one boxing, and Ryan was kind of nervous. The thing is, that left that Tank Davis has, you could tell it had Ryan spooked, and he was just waiting for it. He had already gotten rocked once, and that was a crazy. And Gilbert, another thing is, in the second round, every time Tank would try and grab Ryan had a good defense. He kept on swinging at him, and then it felt like when he got hit, and Tank kept on coming at him, he kind of stopped doing it, and it's kind of like, dude, you kind of have to keep on going at him, but definitely,
well, Fernando, real quick,
yeah,
like when Tank came out hugging a lot, he knew in his head, he knew the height and the leg was going to be an
yeah,
issue. Like, I can't keep doing this with this guy when he's so long. And then he dropped him. Like, I don't. This guy is weak. He's not on the same level as me. And that
exactly.
everything went away. That momentum right there was gone.
Yeah, guys, don't forget, comment, be interactive. Al's Ghost, we definitely appreciate you. Flip side, we're getting to you.
Yeah, let's go to the first one that Flip had.
Yeah, let's go to the first one. So, what does the future hold for Tank Davis?
Man,
Gilbert, obviously, the guy he's taking on basically everybody as of right now. Who do you think is his next fight?
man, it's tough now because he's in that lightweight division. He might go up to 140, but he's a smaller dude. And the first thing I thought about Fernando, like Tank has had some tough fights before where he goes the distance, and Ryan Garcia just seemed like it was easy work for Tank to go to Ryan Garcia. I'm like, Pitbull Cruz did so much better than Ryan Garcia. I'm like, hey. Then I started saying, you know what, Pitbull Cruz, who let the dogs out? Okay, there you go. I will see a rematch because he will bring a crowd, the Mexican crowd, and do it in LA again. We get to go. The Compas get to be there. But I would like to see that rematch running back. And I think Tank Davis and Floyd, they know that the Mexican audience will come out because 21,000, man, you can't top that at T-Mobile Arena. So go back to Pitbull Cruz. That's where I will go to. And I think he was there. I saw a picture or a video with Pitbull Cruz saying what's up to Allen Iverson. And Allen Iverson is like, hey, that's Pitbull Cruz. Like, so that's respect right there. So that was pretty cool to see.
Hey, by the way, when we went to Andy Ruiz's fight, I remember Pitbull Cruz was on the undercard, and I put one video of both of them, and the Pitbull Cruz, it blew up. It got like 25,000 views on TikTok, and everybody's like, "We love that dude, Viva Mexico, this, that." So
I want to
he's
see
loved. Flipside is now trying to he's trying to become a promoter.
We got too slow with the questions and answers.
Yeah. So he's saying, I think Tank Davis versus Haney would be a big, the next big matchup. What do you think?
Okay, Haney, yes, this is pretty much that fight would be, puncher versus a skill fighter, and I know Haney's gonna fight Lomachenko. So if Haney gets to Lomachenko, and I know Lomachenko's a little on the older side, but Haney's been impressive, man. Like he destroyed, I know Gambosa's because he got lucky against Teofimo Lopez. But if Haney gets his Lomachenko fight, okay, cool. You're not maybe for sure you're in the Tank Davis level, but Haney has no power. He's never had his chin really tested. But this guy is really nice with the footwork, with the ring work. And Ryan Garcia mentioned to Jim Gray, like I should have touched the corners a little more or the ropes, and he didn't do it. But yeah, people don't like Haney. I'm gonna say that for now. Right now, I would rather watch Pitbull Cruz because he brings the fight to him. Pressure is not a skillful fight, but he will pressure him like crazy. Haney is just kind of like this boring fight. Like, think about the Mayweather days. Like Mayweather was a little boring, but he at least had the showmanship. He was a persona. David Haney doesn't really have that right now, but I think maybe down the line I would like to see it.
NFL Mike, Tank even predicted round 7. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey guys, go check out NFL Mike stuff. He's great on TikTok. He actually he brings it like The Rock does in the ring. Go check that out. NFL Mike is a great guy to follow. Flipside says he also said, I feel like Tank neutralized Ryan's left hook by throwing that right hand. And that is what Al's Ghost was kind of saying too. Flipside is that that it felt like Tank came in with all the boxing knowledge, knew exactly what he was going to do. And it felt like Ryan kind of had one or two moves, like kind of like in wrestling, like you have one or two moves and that's it. And like Tank was throwing out body shots. He was doing all kinds of different things. So it just felt like Tank was in control the whole time. He was laughing. He was joking around the ring. It kind of felt like a WWE match just because Tank kept on laughing and talking trash. And you're just like, dude, are you going to take this seriously? And it kind of feels right now like there is no competition for Tank Davis. Ferrari Killer said that those hitting speed bags doesn't make you a good fighter. He said he's a bum.
Yeah.
I feel like Ferrari Killer must be a huge Mickey fan from Rocky. He's a bum.
Oh, or a V from Vendetta fan too, because
there you go.
But hey, going off of Killer's Ferrari Killer, there you go. Oh, we got it right there. it makes me feel, it really tells you how this fight went down because Ferrari, Flip Side, NFL Mike,
Al's
Al's
Ghost.
Ghost. Nobody has said let's run it back. Let's see what Ryan could do with another fight and a better
Yeah.
camp. That's how bad it was, and nobody wants a rematch. And we're at fault for that. We kept saying like this could be one of boxing's best rivalry. We're all excited. I paid for a fight for once, and we're all trying to move on, right? Like what's next for Tank? That tells you how the fight went.
But okay, now let's get into. I mean, and I know some people are gonna be like, what's next for Ryan?
I don't know, man. Like he's gonna have to work his way back up, to try to get to a championship.
Is it gonna
fight
be
for
a hard climb?
Uh, I don't think so. He has a name, and let's say maybe he could fight like Teofimo Lopez. I know Teofimo Lopez went to 140 now. Ryan's a big dude. He could go to 140. Like I would like to see that fight. I think Teofimo Lopez is better. Like there was a point where we were trying to rank Teofimo, Lomachenko, Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, and everybody's trying to pick and choose who's a top dog there. And for a long time it was Lomachenko. Then Teofimo beat him. And then we were unsure about Haney and Tank, but now Haney and Tank are above that. Tank might be number one now because I know Ryan Garcia was probably fifth in that order, and I'm probably missing somebody else in this column here. Yeah, I lost a lot of respect for Ryan. For Alice Ghost said I lost a lot of respect for Garcia tonight. But yeah, it's tough for him. But I want to see him come back to me with a Teofimo Lopez. He's probably going to go up to 140 and try to do something there. But like I try to be nice to Ryan Garcia Fernando and say I think he's getting better because I saw in that Luke Campbell fight like I respect the guts to get up off the canvas, and then I saw in the Fortuna fight he got some skills with Joe Goosen, and then today was like, what happened? There's nothing there.
Was it a mistake for him to leave Eddie Reynoso?
No, I wouldn't say that because I did like what he did in the previous fight, the first fight with Joe Goosen, and I think to his core, at Ryan Garcia is an aggressive fighter. He has the speed. He can't put the speed and the hook together. You got to learn more body shots like Tank Davis. You got to learn footwork. You got to learn how to cut the ring. You got to learn how to use the ropes. And I think Eddie Reynoso would have brought that to him, but he's not a patient dude to play the counter game. And maybe that's what he needs when you have like I think Eddie was like, dude, you have something special there with the hook. If you know how to time it and counter it, that's what defensive fighters do. Just be patient with me. And he doesn't have that. And then you brought a good point, Fernando. Like when he has so many fighters that he's training with Oscar Valdez and Canelo, and then at that point was Andy Ruiz, and you're the fourth or third guy in line, like he got impatient. So from that standpoint, I get that was wrong. But I think I saw enough with the Joe Goosen fight before. It's just going back to the second round. No discipline. You did not follow your game plan. You got aggressive. You got caught, and it ruined everything.
This is interesting by Al's Ghost. Man, Al's Ghost has been around for a while, and I can tell he knows his boxing.
Yeah.
First, I didn't think that Garcia would win. I had Tank winning in the 8th by KO, but I thought he had more heart. That's true. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Listen to this, though. Al's Ghost, Garcia reminds me of Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz had that big fight against Floyd Mayweather. He did some... and to all respect to Victor Ortiz, I remember that fight. He did some good things against Floyd at the beginning, but then he started doing some reckless stuff with the headbutting and all this other stuff. Yeah. Then he hits him, and then he kind of tries to hug on him, and then he gives him a 3-piece chicken McNugget, and then he knocked him out. And that was it. And Al's Ghost, wow, dude, that's a good one.
That's a good comparison. I'm talking about Bernard Hopkins De La Hoya, but that's pretty good too.
That's a good comparison. Real quick, Vic, we'll get to you right now, but Al's Ghost then says 7 Breadman Edwards would have been a better trainer for Ryan Garcia for this fight. That actually would be
it's tough. You keep training, you keep changing trainers all the time. Like you got to learn something new. It's like in the NFL, you get new coordinators that really throws you off. So yeah, I think you stick it out with Goose and just follow the game plan next time, Ryan, and then maybe go after a Teofimo Lopez or something.
By the way, when I saw Goose step up, I was like, dude, is that his hairdresser? Like, I thought it was his hairdresser. I was like, who is this? Vic is asking, Vic the producer, we've been waiting for a big fight to live up to the hype. Is there a fight out there that can do that? I'm gonna wait to present this to Gilbert, but I mean, I think there have been fights that have lived up to the hype. I mean, we had the Tyson Fury fights. I think against Wilder, those have lived up to the hype. But I think it's like ever since Floyd kind of left, you've been waiting for a big fight. Like Floyd left, these the fighting right now. I kind of feel like Canelo Triple G was okay, it was good, but I kind of feel like we have been waiting for something to kind of hype up, and the hype was there. people were excited, but now it's kind of like, okay, everybody's back to like, I
Fernando,
don't know.
I got 2 words for you. Not the DX one, but Crawford and Spence. Well, that's 3, I guess. Crawford, Spence. There you go. That's 2. Like that's the biggest fight. These guys are ready to go. They're marinating too long. They're in their mid-30s already. And remember, I told you in the previous show, Compas for Garcia, Dave was like, if these 2 kids put on a good special fight, and everybody's talking about the next day at the water cooler or whatever you do now, because it's not a water cooler days, it's remote jobs nowadays. But whatever you're doing at talking boxing
in the chat,
there you go, in the chat,
in the word chat,
in the group text. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
People are like, oh, like if you're Crawford, it's been like, I want to get that. I want to be talked about and go on First Take or Undisputed or whatever and do the whole tour and like and be talked about. They don't care right now because like, oh, that's what they did. That was a dud. Let me keep trying to fight for a couple $1 million with Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. So that's the biggest fight, but I'm afraid they're gonna ruin it.
Morrow mentioned that on the fight. He's like, Earl Spencer tweeted out that I think he was going Tank Davis. He's like, oh well, we're waiting for a special announcement from Earl Spence. Hopefully, he gives us what we're all waiting for.
Do they even have a fight coming up? Any of those guys?
Exactly, that's what he was saying.
Or something.
Flip side, my dream matchup, which I don't know if it happens due to weight difference, is Tank versus Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, Shakur Stevenson. He's
must have been a huge Tupac fan.
Yeah, you would think, but he won a silver medal in I forget which one in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. There you go. Not during the filming of Fast and the Furious, Fernando. By the way,
that comes out May 19th. By the way, I'm excited.
Yeah, I know. He won a silver medal, and he's never been an aggressive fighter. He's never been a showman. And I know ESPN really likes to like promote Shakur Stevenson as like the next big thing in boxing, but let's keep it real. He's a little boring. He doesn't have a persona. He doesn't know how to really, sell a fight. But I've seen the guy fight. Like, I'm not a casual fan for him. You know that this guy he picks you apart. He is the closest thing we've seen to Floyd Mayweather. He's a little small, but Tank Davis is small too, right? So I think they could fight each other at 135 at lightweight, and that'd be a good fight. But I think Shakur needs to do more to build his name, fight some more people. And then maybe get a little more, I guess, how to say, not more, but he's a technician, and that will be a good fight to see in a year or two.
Real quick before we go to Vic's question, Al's Ghost, I have a question for you because you seem like you have a lot of knowledge. Are you a Canelo? Like, do you feel like Canelo's still up there for you, or do you feel like he's kind of dropped off? Just a question for you, Al's Ghost. I kind of want to see what you think.
I like that comment he just dropped, though.
I know, so do I. Vic is asking, he thinks that Garcia is like Amir Khan. I don't know about that. Amir Khan kind of he had a glass jaw. I remember that.
It's looking like
Ryan has a glass liver.
Yeah, I don't know. Rib, a glass jaw.
I don't know.
I've never seen Amir Khan get off the cameras like Ryan did with Luke Campbell. But it's not a bad comparison because I think in the UK he's kind of like the diva, right? And Amir Khan was like this pretty boy guy who won like he actually wanted to go medal. Ryan Garcia didn't do that, so
yeah,
he was very decorated in the UK. But I can see the whole pretty boy IG phase there. I like the comparison.
What do you think about what Al's Ghost dream matchup is? Archer versus David
Benavidez? Yeah. No, it's kind of like Shakur Stevenson. Obviously Stevenson has more of a fan base because he won a medal in the United States. But Vitor B from Russia, like he's a monster. He's a menace, but he's not well known in America. He's kind of fighting, like Vitor B and Bibble will be a massive fight, and even Benavidez will be good too. But I want to see Benavidez and Canelo get 2 Mexicans, man. I know Benavidez is Mexican American, but Benavidez fights like a true Mexican, like Hecho Mexico kind of guy.
We're getting ready to wrap up in a little bit, but guys, send us more questions. If you guys have any other questions, not just about this fight, about anything else, you guys got UFC, wrestling, obviously about this fight, whatever you guys want, throw them out there for us. We will be answering a little kind of rapid fire kind of answering when it comes to questions. Al's Ghost still thinks that Canelo's elite. His styles make fights, and he thinks that Bivol is just the wrong style for him, which I actually completely agree. I don't think Canelo's style fits what Bivol does at all, and it kind of feels like, and we all know, when you're the side A, you pick and choose what you want, and Canelo picks and chooses what he wants, and he keeps on saying that a rematch with Bivol is looking like after he fights on May 6th, but he still thinks Canelo's elite, but that Bivol style is just wrong for him. That's why everybody wants Benavidez versus a lot of people want Benavidez versus Canelo.
Now that we're off kind of the Mayweather phase where nobody cares about protecting their own, like I want to see good fights. I want to see people challenge themselves. And Canelo got a little greedy when he got to 175, and he picked and chose Sergey Kovalev, and he knocked him out because he was washed up. He was different after he lost to Andre Ward. By the way, that documentary on Showtime for Andre Ward looks pretty
Oh, I
interesting.
can't wait for that.
I want to watch that. I makes me wish I had more of Andre Ward in my life, but Andre Ward's kind of like Kurt Stevenson. I know I'm getting off track here, but a little boring, but technician, man, skills, perfect there. I don't know, how do you say it, Fernando? Italians there, but just chef kiss. Here you go.
Exactly.
But going back to Bivol and Canelo, like the thing I really respect about Canelo, like if he lost that fight, he got picked apart. He's too big. He bit off more than he could chew. But a true warrior, a true Mexican says, you know what? I'm gonna right my wrongs. I want that fight. I'm not looking at anything else. He might lose again, but I will really respect for Canelo to go back and train as hard as you can. And people are doubting him now. That's just the kind of challenge that he wants. I bet you that fight, the Bivol fight, will be a mega fight because he already lost the first one. Whatever he's doing in Guadalajara, I respect him because he's going back to his hometown. But whatever John Ryder, whatever his name is, like nobody, I don't care about that fight, Fernando. If I was there in Mexico, I would love to go and get 20 tacos for $3 and drink a bucket of Modelos for $4. I would love to have a good time there, but I don't care to watch John Ryder fight. But eventually, Canelo will fight Bivol, and I'm excited for that.
So my obviously my dad's friends down in Guadalajara are all like they like boxing and everything. I'm like, oh, did they hear that Canelo's fighting? He's like, Canelo's fighting Guadalajara. I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, we didn't know anything about that.
Who cares?
I'm like, there you go. Like nobody really, like even the people down there don't even care that he's fighting there. Flip side, real quick, came and asked who you got in the Alco versus
UFC
fight.
Yeah, Triple C, right? So Hudo, gold. Speaking of gold medals here, winning medals in the Olympics, Triple C won a gold medal, and man, that guy's interesting. He was pretty good. He beat Mighty Mouse in the UFC, and pretty much sent Mighty Mouse to a different organization, MMA, and then he retired. He had a big, massive fight, became a champion in the UFC. And by the way, like I remember watching Aljo when I was in Las Vegas in 2016, and he's really worked his way up to be a champion and be a really dominant force in the. I think he had like a little spat, by the way, Fernando, with Mayweather's baby mama, but that's a different story for another day. But I'll just say, I'm down to watch that, especially because Cejudo hasn't fought in a long time. He's kind of like this really annoying guy. He is Kurt Angle, Fernando. Like he is Kurt Angle of the UFC, like the gold medal, and then like he's just really annoying. But he will be the guy you say, "You suck, you suck." Because he's kind of cringy, but he's good on the mic and he just makes a persona. But overall, I want to say Aljo will win that fight because he's been in the ring. I'm sorry, the cage, octagon to get it right. But Cejudo, man, he was a monster before he retired briefly.
I agree. So Al goes is that Sugar Ray Leonard Robinson lost 19 times. That's the thing that you remember. You remember the one like how many times did Juan Manuel Marquez and Manny Pacquiao go at it? How many times did each of them lose? And it's like you remember like Marquez lost more than he beat him, but you remember the huge knockout where he hits him with the right and drops him. Like you remember stuff like that because these guys took on challenges, they took on all comers, and I completely agree with that. It doesn't matter the win and loss record at the end of the. I know Floyd made it more like that, but I kind of remember those memorable fights that you remember staying up for, watching, and getting those in. So I really do. I'm with you. If Canelo went in and lost against Bivol to decision or whatever, I'd be like, you know what? It's fine. At least you went in there again and tried to take it to him. Now, if Canelo goes in there like Ryan Garcia and just completely shows like nothing, like it's just a payday. I'm not saying Ryan Garcia, it looked like it was a payday for him. I'm just saying if he goes in there and kind of doesn't show any heart or anything, I'm going to be like, okay, Canelo, then you might as well just retire or say, hey, I'm just going to cherry pick my fights and just fight no names and just collect my purse.
If you're Ryan Garcia, like you made like $4 million on, do you think he retires? Just becomes a YouTuber and makes videos and content with his hands and all that?
Like okay,
not a bad life.
I don't think Ryan fights until November, October. I'd be very surprised if Ryan gets in the ring before December or November. Hell, I'd even be surprised if he fought.
He should fight Pitbull Cruz. I say Pitbull Cruz because then the winner could fight Ryan Tank Davis and get back. By the way, you can't ignore my boy, that stooge, that scumbag, Danny Ramirez.
Whoa! I was gonna get to him. He's the last one because I do have something for you. But Al's Ghost again. He says if you guys like skillful fighters, check out Miguel Canto. Wow, look at Al's Ghost showing us a thing or two.
He is a ghost.
Yeah. He really is. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Make sure we're going to be doing this a lot more often. In 2 weeks, WWE is in Puerto Rico. We will be doing a breakdown of that pay-per-view because because Bad Bunny's going to be hosting. He's going to be jumping in the ring. So, wow, Coachella 2 weeks in a row and then jumping in the ring. So definitely going to be interesting. But make sure you jump on these Owls Ghost flip side. We'd love to see you guys jump in on we're going to be doing more lives after fights, UFC, WWE, UFC, or the boxing. We do it all. So I hope we see the rest of you guys. But Dan and Dago, who, if you guys don't know, he's our very talented. He does it all: promo reader, cuts, edits, and he's a persona in and of it himself. We love having Dan and Dago. He asked, "Is there any updates on when Tyson Fury will fight next?" Gilbert, I just have this: Tyson Fury's next fight, Andy Ruiz or Zhang, possible for July at Wembley Stadium. What do you make of that?
First of all, Dan, they go, welcome to my show, and I'll give you an autograph later. And I know you want to reach out to an expert like myself to answer all your boxing needs and questions. But yeah, just send me
running into my room and
send me your address, and I'll take a picture of myself, autograph it. You can put it back in your background next to the Compas on the Beat banner. But I love you, I appreciate you, and yeah, I'm excited for Tyson Fury to eventually come back. But I don't know if it's gonna be Alexander Usyk, man. Like, Usyk is one of my favorites too. But I wouldn't mind
next weekend. It was supposed to be next weekend.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You and I were supposed to chill after the draft, after all of our draft coverage, all 3 days long, and then start watching Usyk versus Fury, and it just never got made.
Yeah, and it seems like now Fury is looking for somebody else to fight, and supposedly it's going to be Andy Ruiz, which I was going to be okay with because they both have Bible studies together or whatever they do on their house.
Before the fight starts.
Yes, but apparently now there's a report that he's going to fight somebody I've never even heard of in Wembley Stadium. So
ESPN had this a little while ago. So that's
so they're going to fight for sure. Or it's going to be for sure, but possible July kind of, or is it possible?
So it'd be Tyson Fury fighting either one of these guys, possibly in July at Wembley Stadium.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I read it wrong. I thought you were going to say Ruiz going to fight this guy. And
no. It'd be one of these, one of these guys.
Oh, okay. Now I'm excited. The other guy. I'm sorry, man. No disrespect. I never heard of you. But yeah, Andy Ruiz Jr. And Tyson Fury, make it happen at Wembley Stadium in July. Maybe we'll find a sponsor to take us out there in July.
I was going to ask you. I mean, do you want to go to London, mate? That'd be a good one.
It's on my bucket list for now. To cover a fight in the UK.
That would awesome. Owls Ghost, can you have Mark send us a check to go? Because I know Mark Davis is going to be out there. Why don't you have Mark send us a check and we'll go out there and cover it for him? Because he was at the fight tonight. So Mark Davis, I saw him there in the crowd. But yeah, some boxing fans should be excited. I know tonight's fight was a little shaky and everything, but man, Tank Davis is taking it by storm. I was kind of mad he didn't backflip. I was waiting for that, but I think there was way too many people in the.
Well, I think because Mayweather was in his way trying to hog the spotlight. That's why he didn't.
Mayweather just kept on. Like, I'm telling you, like, he kept on coming up to him and being like, "Oh, hey, like, don't forget, I'm your boy. I'm your boy." And it's like, okay, dude, we get it. Like, you love him, whatever, but. Folks, again, we appreciate you guys. Is that all you got, Gilbert? Or
Oh yeah, I'm good, but I really like the comments. It was a fun time,
yep.
and it made paying for this fight was a letdown. Worth it because we got an engagement, a community here, and I love all the support here at Combat Compas, and hopefully you guys had a good time being in the chat.
Yeah, no, guys, honestly, please come back. Like I said, we will be doing more of these coming up. You never know if we'll be on location or if we'll be we won't, so we'll try and get more on location. But again, we appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to check out everything else. We got Compas on the Beat where we talk NFL. The draft is coming up, so there's a lot coming up. Don't forget to follow us both on Twitter at Real F Ramirez, at G Manzano 24 for all your NFL stuff. We also have a Charger show. What's Up Bolts? We have a Ram show, House of Horns. We have Combat Compas where we talk WWE, UFC, and boxing. We do it all. So, and then we also have another show, Compas FC, where we talk the beautiful game of football. So hey, we got everything, a little bit of something for everybody. But we appreciate you guys so much for jumping on. Again, guys, like, subscribe, comment, be a compa, tell a compa about what the compas are doing. But we appreciate you guys so much for jumping on this Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia live. Again, Ryan Garcia ends up getting knocked out in the 7th round by Tank Davis. Gilbert?
Real quick, I gotta promote the merch line, compasonthebeatmerch.com. Support us. If you like doing these, these podcasts going live, check out the compasonthebeatmerch.com. I think I do have it, and the link in the description. So check it out. It will help us and grow as a network as well to do more stuff in person or live too. That works too. And definitely check out compasonthebeat.com for all the content that Fernando just mentioned. One-stop shop. Definitely check that one out too.
We appreciate you guys so much. Have a great rest of your weekend. And again, don't forget to be a compa, tell a compa. Thank you guys so much.